Welcome to today's 临时 Chat Talk. This is Hailin. Right in my hand is the U.S. intelligence report on COVID-19 origins. And you heard it right. This tracing report, which should have been scientifically conducted, was actually completed by the U.S. intelligence agency. We can only say that this might not be a tracing report based on the truth, but a planted report with conclusions first and then evidence pieced together. The U.S. intelligence agencies are quite familiar with fabricating fake intelligence. Let's come and see. Gulf of Tonkin incident. On August 4, 1964, U.S. President Johnson submitted a message to Congress declaring that two warships were attacked by North Vietnamese torpedo boats in international waters. Right after Congress passed the Gulf of Tonkin resolution, the Vietnam War broke out. But it was ultimately proved that the National Security Agency offered false information to provide an excuse for American politicians who planned to bomb North Vietnam. Another one is the Incubator incident. On August 2, 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait. On October 10, a news material provided by CNN was disseminated. A Kuwaiti volunteer claimed that Iraqi soldiers rushed into a hospital in Kuwait and threw premature babies in incubators on the ground, resulting in the deaths of more than 300 babies. On January 12, 1991, the U.S. Congress passed an agreement to declare war on Iraq, and the Gulf War broke out. But in early 1992, according to an American media report, Kuwaiti media staff pointed out that there were no so-called Kuwaiti volunteers. And then is the Robin Project. Ever since the 1940s, CIA used the Robin Project to bribe media personnel and institutions around the world to fabricate fake news. CIA has admitted that the project has recruited at least 400 journalists and 25 large organizations around the world. In 2014, the German journalist Udo Wolfcott, who worked for the FAZ, published the book Bribe Journalist, exposing the black history of CIA, using various means to bribe and manipulate reporters from other countries. I really don't know how could they get their press card. And then is the very famous White Helmet incident. In 2014, the US carried out an airstrike against Syria on the grounds that relevant intelligence showed that the Syrian government used chemical weapons. But the fact was the White Helmet organization founded by the US and the West that made the so-called video.
And the Oscar goes to the White Helmets.
Such examples are everywhere. And also Pompeo, the former US Secretary of State who served as the director of CIA, also unveiled the dark curtain of the American intelligence department himself. We lie, we deceive, and we steal. We also have a cause to teach this. That's the glory of America's continuous exploration and progress. Oh, speaking of tracing, it is worth pondering that after the sudden closure of the U.S. Biological Laboratory in Fort Detrick in July 2019, many states have experienced e-cigarette pneumonia with symptoms that are very similar to those of COVID-19. Instead of promoting scientific traceability, the US uses all the approaches in its hands, including allies, media, vaccines, to maximize the use of virus origin tracing, to discredit China without mentioning its own doubts. The purpose behind is obvious. Would you believe the so-called tracing report issued by such an organization? I won't believe it. Anyway,